Hey guys, what's up? In this Skylanders review episode, we'll be talking about Skylanders Giants. Okay, just like Skylanders Sparrows Adventure, the starter pack did cost, I think, of around $70, which the starter pack you get Cinder, Jetvac, and T-Rex, all great Skylanders. $70 for the starter pack is a great starter pack price. Okay, so now let's talk about the gimmick of the game, which was the Giants. And I gotta say, the Giants were probably, it's a great, from a business standpoint, the Giants were a great idea. What would you rather buy this giant named T-Rex, or would you rather buy, a tiny Skylander like Warren? A lot of kids would rather buy the Giants. It was a genius business idea, I feel like, the Giants, just because usually kids want bigger toys, and that's what the Giants gave you. Now, for Giants, all you need to do is have 8. If you have 8 of your original characters from Skylanders Sparrows Adventure, all you need in Skylanders Giants to complete the entire game is 1 giant, which is really good for a Toys to Life game. Only needing 1 more character if you have your 8 characters from Skylanders Sparrows Adventure is really great. Alright, so this game also doesn't have any expansion packs, which is kind of sad, but you do get to play the Darklight Crypt and stuff like that. You can put SSA expansion packs in this game and they'll work too. So I guess it does technically have expansion packs, but it's not the same. Now, this game only has 16 levels, unlike SSA where it had 22 base game levels. Instead of having a couple levels based on a single element in Skylanders Giants, every single level is quite different. You go from doing a level where you're in a carnival to fighting a giant robot. All the levels are pretty unique to me, and some pretty all-time great levels in my opinion. Now let's get into some of the complaints I do have about Skylanders Giants. Skylanders Giants, for me, feels like DLC for Skylanders Sparrows Adventure. It didn't add that much except for the Giants, you know what I'm saying? It just felt like DLC to me. It could have came as DLC for Skylanders Sparrows Adventure instead of being its own game. But by its own game, it is still pretty good. But to me, I still feel like to this day, it is more like DLC rather than its own game. But with that being said, it is pretty good DLC if it was DLC. You have some also really rememberable characters from this game, like T-Rex, Pop, Fizz, Jetvac, and the list goes on. There are some really memorable characters from this game as well, but there are some really forgotten figures like Fright Rider. No one remembers Fright Rider. He was overshadowed by the Giants, and Sprocket is just a terrible Skylander as well. Don't buy Sprocket, but most of the characters in this game are pretty good. Some of them are forgotten. Okay, so now let's get into some of the bosses in Skylanders Giants. There aren't really that many bosses in Skylanders Giants besides the actual Chaos boss battle, which I think the Chaos boss battle in this game is a step up from SSA. I think it is a shorter boss battle with Chaos, but I do think it is overall a better boss battle in my opinion. Like I said before, all the levels are very unique to themselves because they aren't based around elements, they're based around, their theme, Like I said, there's a carnival level, there's a Mullican Mine level, well not a Mullican, there is a Mullican level, there's a Rumble Town level where you're in a battle arena. They're all just very unique levels. Like before in SSA, there are elemental gates, but like I already said, if you already have 8 characters from SSA, all being different levels, all you need is 1 giant for the feat of strengths. And yes, it is sad that the Giants' really only purpose is feat of strengths. I wish there was more use for the Giants, like maybe elemental gates that only Giants could open, not like just specific areas where only Giants can enter, not like Trap Team where they can only open up the gates. But I wish there were like places that only Giants could go, and sadly that is a missed opportunity. But they're still great, but it is sad that really the Giants you don't really need the Giants to get through the main part of this game. You only need them for the feats of strengths. They're not pointless, obviously use them for the feat of strengths, but besides that you don't really need the Giants. But they are great Skylanders, so there is that. Alright, so let's talk about the stuff that you can do after the game. This time around, you actually have battle arenas, which are pretty great. You have Brock's battle arenas, and you also have Callie's heroic challenges. And a lot of the Brock's arenas and Cali's Hero challenges in this game I feel like are very replayable. They do bring a pretty good challenge, and I feel like that's great as well. Also, there is Sky Stones, which is not really needed, but it is a fun little thing to do in the game. It also gives you another thing to use your coins on besides upgrades. Sky Stones, I feel like, even though you don't really need to have it in the game, it is a pretty fun addition to the game, and it gives you more things to buy than just upgrades, so I feel like Sky Stones overall was a great addition to this game. Alright, now let's talk about another boss, Drill X's Drill X. Drill X, I feel like, is one of the best bosses that we have ever seen in Skylanders. He is such a great boss. He sings, for goodness sake. What else do you want in life? I feel like Drill X is one of the best bosses that we have ever seen in Skylanders ever. So with a really good boss battle in Drill X, a pretty good boss in Chaos's boss, and a good amount of great levels in Skylanders Giants, and a lot of stuff to do after Skylanders Giants is over with Brock's Arena and Cali's Hero challenges, Skylanders Giants gets 8 out of 10. That's right, Skylanders Giants gets an 8 out of 10. It is a better game than Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. I think it is a step up from Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. That is why I gave Skylanders Giants a 8 out of 10. Overall, even though it is technically a shorter game with less chapters, I still think there is more replayability in Skylanders Giants, and overall, I do think it is a better game than Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video of Skylanders reviews, and thank you guys for watching.